Welcome to Full Send into Adulthood, hosted by Dr. Cielle, a former professor, dean, and certified life coach. This podcast is for you amazing young adults and is a go-to for all things adulting. Join us for conversations about what matters to you, including navigating the often overwhelming ride of adulthood, redefining what's possible for yourself and your communities, and creating a life that you are proud of on your own terms, even if nobody else is doing it. We're igniting a movement where you change the game and challenge the marginalization that often comes with being a young adult. Ready to feel better about this adulting thing? Let's do it.
Hello, y'all. Welcome to episode 10. I'm so excited to have you here, and I'm so glad that we made it to 10 episodes. 10 is a good number for me. My birthday is 10/10. I love seeing 10/10 on the clocks, but it's actually super relevant because tens has been flown around this house often in the past couple of weeks. So I have a little story. A little background information on why. So, my husband and my friend, we have a friend visiting in town around the Olympics. It sort of came out that 14-year-old Cielle, who used to live in Strasbourg, France, used to go to the bridges. So underneath the bridges is where breakdancing happened in France and Germany in the 90s. And 14-year-old Cielle would go underneath these bridges to go breakdance, primarily to watch breakdancing. But when my friend and my husband found this out, they were so excited. I know it sounds a little shady now that I'm saying it out loud. So I'm alive. I made it. And maybe 90s versus 2024 is a very different thing. But that's where the breakdancing was happening over there. Now, fast forward around that same time, we were cleaning out a closet because my friend is an actor and we were creating a sound studio for her in that closet. And I found a picture. So there was a picture right in that closet that had tens, T-E-N-Z, tagged on this big cement wall with "One Love Cielle" that was created by my boyfriend at the time. So they freaked out because this was the same time. This was the boyfriend that I had at the time when I was 14 and all the things. And they were like, "Oh my gosh, your breakdancing name was tens and we didn't even know." So have they been calling me tens at random times over the last few weeks? Yes, they have. They think that it was my breakdancing street name, that somehow I was real good. I was not, y'all. So I'll just let y'all know. They can keep thinking how amazing I was at 14. Y'all, I was not one of the people in the center of the crowd doing all the tricks. I was the crowd. I was dancing in the background, trying to do some moves, but mostly just cheering on and wanting to see amazing dancing. That was me. Also, my boyfriend tagging tens was not because I'm a cool ass break street dancer type human being that has a really kick-ass name. I have a feeling it was probably related to my birthday being 10/10. I actually don't remember. Maybe it's because he thought I was tens, like a 10 out of 10. Yeah, that doesn't sound as cool. So anyways, that's what's been going on with tens in my life recently. And so now, of course, I'm recording episode 10, and it just makes me happy on a whole bunch of levels. That's probably not the reason that you're here. I promise. There are other reasons to come to this podcast, to listen to it, other than to hear about 14-year-old Cielle and her nickname, not so nickname tens back in the day. You know what? I'm going to see if I can include that photo as cover art somewhere. In any case, the topic of this episode is to continue to talk about choice. Specifically to alleviate the self-doubt. Did I make the right choices for myself? Nagging mean head voice that we have. And I already did an episode. So episode 2 was really related to how do I make choices for myself? How do I define what right is for me? It really was about the how of making these adulting choices that feel really great to us. This episode is one step further. It's once you've made the choice, how do you minimize the self-doubt that can happen once we make a choice and we commit, and then wonder at that point, should I have made another choice? How do I know that this choice that I made is actually the right choice? If it feels awful and you want to make another choice, how do you not berate yourself for that original choice that you made? How many times can I say choice in a row? A lot. So that is what we are going to be talking about today. And I have a little bit of a tool that may help. But before we go into that tool, I think it's really important to talk about committing to a choice, because so often we stay in the fluidity or the enigma or the wondering or the thinking about. Ooh, that's it. It's the thinking about making a choice. We have all of these options and we spend so much time trying to weigh the options out and figure out what's best for us. And we're in this nebulous time that can be anxiety provoking or uncomfortable. Sometimes it could feel really good, noticing that you have all these possibilities, and sometimes it can feel real yuck. So there's this thinking about a choice is different than committing to a choice. And I think it's important to understand that it's only by committing to the choice, making a decision, saying, yes, I'm going to go for this thing, that we start to experience what it's like to be on that path based on the choice that we've made. We actually can't experience that choice. We can't know if that choice was right for us. We can't know what the end game is going to be by thinking about it. So here's an analogy. Think about hiking. Yes, I do love hiking, and it turns out I live in Colorado, so even better. So we're going to think about hiking here. And we are at an impasse. There are 3 different paths that we can go on to get up this mountain. And we can spend a lot of time looking at those arrows, doing our research to figure out where each path is going to go, what the incline is, how long it is, how many miles it's going to cover, when's it going to bring us back, where is it actually going to lead to. So of course we can do the research, but at some point we've got to choose, we've got to commit to one of those paths to go down to actually complete this dang hike. Furthermore, it's only by walking and committing to that dang path, whatever route we've chosen, that we're actually going to experience and know what it's like on that path. Can y'all see that we can't know what the path is going to look like when we're looking at the arrows and looking at our maps and looking at our phones? Similarly to life, y'all, we actually don't know what it's going to be like to live the decisions that we make, to live the choices that we make until we actually commit to it. Now, I would actually say that the commitment, the saying yes, going full send into whatever that is actually the action to take. Actually the action. Look at me alliterating. And am I thinking about alliteration because I now have a high schooler who is writing analytical essays needing to use and analyze alliteration? Yes, I am. That is a story for another day. But actually within ourselves committing to a decision is the action, and actually shifts. As soon as we do that, we're actually living that experience of making that choice. So think about a vacation, y'all. When you commit to going on vacation and taking the time off, is it not instantaneous that life changes? Your vision of that week or 2 weeks or month shifts. Maybe it's even a day. Maybe even you say, I'm going to take tomorrow off. You put it in, it gets accepted, and tomorrow is off. It changes how today goes. It changes the decisions that you're going to make today. It just changes how you feel today. Once you commit to a vacation, you in real time right now make decisions and choices on, for example, where to go. Once you decide where you're going, it then narrows down the scope for you to start to look at places you want to eat, things you want to see, how you're going to feel. It gets you excited. What are you going to dress like? By committing actually starts the experience of whatever you've committed to. I think about that related to the hiking analogy, because so often we think about the action of walking. Once you take a path, it really is walking the path. And yes, it's important. But let's say we're still trying to decide what kind of hike we're going to take. Are we going to climb a 14er? Are we going to do a 30-minute hike? Are we going to do a 3-hour hike? We've got to plan differently for all of those things. It's only by choosing one that you're going to then be able to plan accordingly. You're going to plan what you wear differently and what shoes you take. And are you going to take walking sticks? And what time are you going to leave? And who's going to go with you? What is your emergency backup going to look like? What snacks are you going to bring? Are you going to bring a tent? Are you going to take a car? Are you going to take a Jeep? All of those things that we consider, that we plan for, happen as soon as you commit. So saying that you're going to do a 14er is going to lead you on a different path, even in preparation, than doing a 1-hour hike 2 miles down the road. Can y'all get the distinction of commitment? Committing to a choice, committing to a decision. Now, here's what happens often, and I'll just say that it happens with me very often, and I am getting better and better and better at it, so yay me, but this has not always been a strong suit of mine, is the not making myself wrong for the choices I have already made. What I tend to do when I make a decision and I realize that perhaps there may have been a different option, as I'm already hiking, as I'm already on vacation, I've already chosen the restaurant, I've already said what I wanted to do, and we are there. And then, for example, my kids aren't happy, and I can spiral, y'all. I can spiral with the best of them. My brain goes to, I should have made a different choice. I should have known better. I should have had different information. I should have trusted this part. I should have listened to him. And then I spiral further into what I do is never enough. I always make the wrong choice. I can't ever trust what I want to do because it always ends up awful. Here I go again, making a wrong choice. Here I go again, upsetting somebody else. Y'all, all of those are false. I also know that I'm not the only one to sort of doubt this spiral. How do I know that? So in conversations with me, what that often looks like is asking me for advice. So I often have students or clients or friends say, well, what do you think about that choice? What do you think I should do? Would you be proud of me? What do you think about this thing? I just want you to tell me what to do. It's all part of the same version of that self-doubt that happens even once we've made the choice or the decision or the commitment. So first I want to say normal, and it doesn't have to be that way. So one thing that we can do to alleviate that is we can actually choose to make our decision the right decision for us in that moment. We can actually just say, that choice that I made? Yeah, it was right for me at the time. Yeah, that decision that I made an hour ago, a week ago, a year ago, absolutely the right decision for me at that time. What does that do? It first allows us to trust that we considered all the information that we had at that point in order to make that decision. It's not like we wanted to make a piss poor decision that we were going to berate ourselves for the next 24 hours or 17 years. It's not like we consciously chose to do that. It's not like, oh yeah, I'm going to make a choice. I'm going to choose an awful choice for myself because I think that's fun. No, y'all. One thing I do actually know to be true in the thousands and thousands of conversations that I've had with other humans is that we are actually doing our best. We want to live amazing lives. We want to live fulfilling lives. We want to make whatever this deemed right choice is, right choices are for us. And we actually take a lot of things into consideration. So let's give ourselves some grace there. Let's actually give ourselves some accolades and say, yes, we considered a lot of things before we made this decision. Some of y'all, it might be an amazing spreadsheet, or you love pro-con lists, and that's how you make your choices and your decisions. Amazing. Some of y'all might go by gut. Some of y'all might go by a giddy, right? For me, sometimes it's like, ooh, when I feel that giddiness, of excitement. It's like, woo, that's a go. Oh my gosh. I have a girlfriend who's also a coach. She gave me the best one. She goes by how her a-hole feels. Am I allowed to say that on the podcast? We're going there. So of course I burst out laughing and I said, oh my gosh, you have to tell me more. She goes, okay, when her a-hole is clenched, she knows, this is not the right decision for me. She wants it relaxed. She wants her booty to be relaxed. And when it's relaxed, it's a good sign that it is a green light go. Isn't that so good? I love it. So maybe that's what you use. Maybe you use your values or your priorities at the time or your circumstances or your energy levels or what your capacity holds at any given time, where you're going, what is important to you, your time. Have I said all of these? I feel like I'm repeating myself. Can y'all see that we take a variety of factors into account whenever we make choices? So we get to actually trust that our past self did that too, that our past self wanted what's best for us. We can give them that benefit of the doubt and say, thank you. Thank you for taking all of those things into consideration. And I can trust that Cielle 1 year ago made that choice because it was the best choice for her. Am I still in it? Maybe not, but that's because Cielle now has different information, and so I'm going to make different choices. Also, I've been on that path for a year. I've been hiking that trail for a year, so I know what it's like. I know what I like on that trail. I know what I don't like on that trail. I know if I want to keep going. I know if I want to stop. And so along any point of me walking that decision over the past year, I get to change my mind and say, now that I know this, am I going to continue or am I going to get off of it and choose a different path? So the tool, my friends, here is one way of alleviating that self-doubt that we have, the spiraling of berating ourselves for making mistakes or choices in the past, is we can actually just choose that the decision that we made was right for us at the time. We can just decide that our choices that we make are right for us and let it be done. Allow there to be some calm and some peace about it. Oh, see, even the computer is saying thumbs up. Y'all on audio, my screen just thumbs up to me. I know it's because I made hand gestures, but also perfect timing. What else do I want to say about choices? I think this actually leads us to the purpose or a main purpose of making choices is to experience what that path is like. I think this actually leads to a fallacy that we have related to choices and decisions that we make, and maybe even goals, is that there's a lot of emphasis on the end point. The purpose of a goal or to make a choice is to actually get to the end. Y'all, if we think about vacation, that's actually not true. The end of a vacation, the end point of the vacation is us being at home. So really, we don't have to go on vacation at all. If that's the goal, the purpose is always to get to the end point. We could have just stayed at home. Instead, the purpose of making a choice can actually be to experience what it's like on that journey, to experience what that route is like hiking up that mountain, to experience what it's like to be in that location of choice for your vacation. That's the joy. Isn't that the point? The point is to actually be on that journey. Oh, now I feel like I'm sounding like a greeting card or some sort of affirmation. Why I'm bringing this up, though, is because I really want to emphasize that if you change your mind along the way, that's normal. The point was for you to experience what it's like down that path of your choice. And on that path, you're going to realize, oh, there's actually a meadow of wildflowers. That's amazing. I want to stop and rest. Or along that path, you might realize that there is actually a trail that hasn't been marked on any of the maps that you've seen, but it looks super fun and you're going to go for it. You would not know that those are available to you unless you committed to that path in the first place, unless you committed to that trail. And now that you're on that trail, it now opens up different things for you. And at those moments in time, you get to choose again. Yes, I'm going to go down the wildflower path. Yes, I'm going to go to Italy because my friend from Greece offered that to me. And I didn't know that that was possible. I just thought I was going to stay in Crete. But look at me going to Italy now. Y'all, it's all a win. It's all a consequence of you having the freaking bravery and courage to commit to a choice in the first place and follow it. And as soon as you did that, as soon as you were able to experience what that was like, there's going to be new options that are available to you. And welcome to the rest of your life. All right. Well, I hope that helped. Of course, if you have any questions, let me know. If you have any concerns, let me know. If you don't agree with me, let me know. And if this helped in any way, I would love to know. So thank you for being here on my episode number 10 from Tens, also born on 10/10, who may be 10 out of 10 for some human beings in her circle. I adore you. Till the next time. I realize that we are at the beginning of our podcasting journey together. However, if you are already excited, already wanting to share this with people in your lives, already thinking that it would be beneficial to have these conversations on a more global scale, there are ways that you could support that. One of the main ways is to like, follow, and subscribe on whichever platform you are watching or listening to me on. You could always comment. I would love to know what you found helpful or interesting in any of the episodes. And of course, if you have ideas about what conversations, what topics you would like to cover in the future, please let me know. Again, this podcast is for you. Other ways that you can find me are on social. So I am on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at Cielle Amundson. That is at CIELLEAMUNDSON. Find me there, say hi, let's start a conversation. And if this is something that you think other people in your lives would love to be a part of, would love to hear, would love to be in conversation with, please share this with them. Thank you again, and I look forward to seeing you or having you at the next episode.